Question 1. In what ways does your media project use and develop the forms and conventions of a real media project? We chose the convention of a character. She appears in both the trailer, poster and magazine. It helps link all the three things together. We chose to include a group of girls to be haunted by the ghost because they are seen as more vulnerable, and in most horror movies, the last to die is a stupid blonde. The trailer cuts from real life footage to CCTV footage. This helps to give it a sense of real life. We picked these 9 images because they all relate to other horror movies in different ways. We chose a medium close-up because it shows the emotion on the girls' faces. We included a close-up of our ghost. This is an extreme close-up of her face, and this links to Paranormal Activity 1, where you first see the demon's face at the very end of the movie. The scene relates to the haunting of Molly Hartley. We included the library scene because this relates to Paranormal Activity with the white noise on the camera that's recording. The door scene includes a loud scream and the door slamming. This adds a really good effect and makes the people jump. This links to Paranormal Activity 2, where the pots and pans in the kitchen randomly go crazy. We chose to make our own production company called Broken Movies. This relates to Twisted Pictures, and we use a red and black colour scheme because red connotes death and blood. We chose the font we use because it moves like a ghost would move, and the black and white contrast each other. Throughout our trailer, in the bottom left-hand corner is a recording symbol. This relates to Blair Witch Project, where the whole movie is recorded by the actors. This adds effect and makes it seem real. How effective is the combination of your main product and ancillary text? Throughout our whole promotional package, we created a brand identity. Same font for the magazine poster and the trailer, but we used a different font for the film poster. This creates mystery, and we wanted to create a different look so that it wasn't so stereotypical. We used it on the poster because it went well with the theme and the effect we put on the photo. The colour palette remains consistent throughout. The neutral colours don't take away the attention from the trailer or the images on the poster and magazine cover. It also matches the colours of our scary person, as she wears a white dress and has a purpley brown makeup on. This is sustained throughout the poster and magazine and trailer, plus the same font is used in all examples. Obviously the image throughout stays the same. The image is of the girl from our film. On the movie poster we changed the image to the back of the girl as we didn't want to make it obvious that the film was about. However, with the magazine cover, the soundtrack CD and throughout the trailer, the same image is used with all the similar colouring and effects.
How did you use new media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages? We used the internet for researching different trailers using YouTube, IMDb and Vimeo. We were then able to identify trends and conventions within other films with our selected genre. We used iPads to interview people and record their answers, which we later turned into Vox Pops on Final Cut and uploaded onto YouTube so that they could be viewed on our blogs. We used Apple Macs and their software on them to edit our trailer, soundtrack and advertising campaigns, as well as create titles for our trailer. We signed up to the blogging site Mahara so we could create our blogs, where we posted all the content and research we found leading up to the production. We also posted our planning and editing during post-production to give us a sense of a timeline and any other ideas we had along the way. We used Photoshop to edit the posters, change the colour schemes of the stills entirely and create a whole new vision of what we wanted the image to look like, using different layers and filters. We also used a playlist generator called Grooveshark to create a soundtrack, but the HTML disagreed with our Mahara coding, so instead we moved the playlist onto YouTube and created a cover on Photoshop to match it. Altogether, we used the programs and websites IMDb, Google, Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, Palantir, Final Cut, Soundtrack, LiveType, Mahara, Dafont, YouTube, Grooveshark, SoundCloud and Beeclip in order to use a variety of programs and software to expand our knowledge and to try and test the different types of programs. This helped us to decide which programs work best for us and also to give our blog something different rather than just posting text. To create our poster on Adobe Illustrator, we used different filters, fonts and textures so that we'd turn a normal HD image into something different to fit the theme of Little White Lies, the indie magazine. What have you learned from your audience feedback? We learned that the ending is the most preferred part of our film and that it was the scariest part. We also found out that there were scenes and pieces that we had to edit out or delete. For example, in our rough cut, there is a scene in which Darcy answers a phone call and then gets up and leaves. From our rough cut feedback, we were able to find out that we didn't need the scene in the film because it has no relevance to the actual trailer. We also found out that the text we used had to be edited because it didn't fit the genre of the film. We cut certain scenes so that they were shorter, which made the trailer flow smoother. With the soundtrack, we created our own one. This made it link more to our trailer than before, as we didn't use pre-recorded material. We put in the titles in the trailer so that it makes more sense and so the audience knows what is happening and what the film is called.